Live from a studio somewhere inside the simulation, it's VR News Now.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time of day you are watching this video. Welcome to VR News Now, the #1 destination for all things VR news. And in today's lead story takes us to a familiar locale in Menlo Park, California, as Meta's annual Meta Connect has commenced. And what we here on the VR gaming side of things have learned is that Meta is very much still all in on Horizon Worlds, with the unveiling of its new engine that is purportedly up to 4 times faster with regards to loading compared to its current iteration, and able to, quote, support well over 100 concurrent users in a single space. And B, the focus is very clearly on wearable technology, as the recent success of Meta's first Ray-Ban collaboration has opened the floodgates, with several upcoming wearable products being showcased, including the second generation of the aforementioned Ray-Bans, the athlete-focused Oakley Meta Vanguard, and of course the highly awaited Meta Ray-Ban display, which are set to feature an overlaid display in the right lens and even still has future owners chomping at the bit. Terrible presentation aside.
Pause WhatsApp video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happened there. That's too bad. I don't know what happened.
And while this is all great for the world of wearables, it must be noted that VR gaming news was essentially non-existent from the industry leaders, perhaps signaling yet another shift from the California-based company, but I guess only time will tell. Now, transitioning from sunny California to the dreary Northwest, our next story of sorts comes courtesy of the always mysterious corporation Valve, who, according to industry insiders, may be preparing to announce its long-rumored VR headset, the Steam Frame, formerly known as Project Deckard, with many notable VR insiders being absent from this week's Meta Connect festivities in favor of traveling to Seattle this week, which is of course near Valve's Bellevue, Washington headquarters. This is in addition to recently highlighted changes in the Steam VR codebase that have been redesignated as frames, as pointed out by VR data miner Brad Lynch, who does have a pretty solid history of preemptively unearthing VR insights, and the Steam Frame seems poised to absolutely shake up the VR gaming space at a time when studios are shuttering their doors. Meta is pivoting to the AR space, and many enthusiasts of the medium are feeling altogether dejected about the direction that things seem to be going. Now, as usual, all things surrounding Valve must be taken with a grain of salt, as if I had $1 for every time that I heard that the Deckard was coming, I would be exceptionally handsome and exceptionally rich instead of just exceptionally handsome, of course. But there definitely is a lot of motion surrounding Valve at the moment. But now, folks, backed by popular demand, our fastest growing segment in terms of popularity, Quick Hits, brought to you by our biggest contributor. Here's Mike Big Boogie Wallace. Boog, how you doing out there? I'm doing great, Golden. Thank you for asking, and thank all you bodacious babes out there for watching another edition of Quick Hits, where today we're going to be highlighting some great new VR games for all my VR peeps. And kicking things off for us today is going to be Titan Isles, the newest offering from acclaimed VR studio Tech Games of Linland's fame, and this one looks like it's gonna be a groovy jam, as this co-op action adventure game sees up to 4 gamers teaming up using ability-infused exosuits to take on giant titans in what looks like to be a fast-paced, high-energy experience that is sure to have you sweating. And this one touches down for Quest and PC VR gamers this week on September 25th, baby. Now, keeping up with the theme of co-op VR experiences is a righteous 4v1 asymmetrical shooter that combines elements of both Among Us and Evolve, as Blackgate sees 4 engineers attempting to complete ship repairs while avoiding and taking out a rogue alien, and this one promises a much more direct approach to combat than that of Evolve, with engineers being able to progressively improve their weaponry to be able to better defend themselves. We won't have much longer to wait for this one, y'all, as Blackgate is set to go early access for all current gen headsets October 2nd. But now, folks, the title that I'm most excited to get my hands on is Memoriam, the soon-to-be-released sci-fi action horror title from the same guys that brought you the amazing Half-Life Alyx mod, Road to Rapture, baby. And this is a narrative-driven campaign, y'all, that will see you take on the role of Dr. Otto Hudson, who is on a mission to save humanity from extinction. As it is the year 2311 and a mysterious outbreak called the Ichor infection has forced mankind to fall back to a single spaceship, yet that ship is now under attack. And Memoriam is built as an evolving experience where gamers will build an arsenal of, quote, unique and powerful weapons where the infected will adapt as you do. And I can't wait to get my hands on this one as it looks absolutely fantastic, people, and quest goers can do so October 9th. I know I certainly will. And what the hell, I did queue me up to go here, but I got one last quick hit for you guys. A native Discord app is coming to the Quest headset in 2026. Now, that's all, that's it. There's no new information, but be sure to smash that subscribe button to stay locked in here. As always, this is your guy, Mike Big Boogie Wallace, VR News Now. Now, before we close out today's program, we have one last story that hopefully will provide some more depth to VR's growing library of high-quality titles, with actor Mark Rolston of Shawshank Redemption fame seemingly confirming that a Batman Arkham Shadow sequel is currently in the works, as during Fan Expo Chicago, he divulged to Culture Combine that he was about to start the process of reprising his role as Commissioner Gordon.
Love doing that, but that's even more challenging because in VR, you can't edit. You can't splice scenes because you interrupt the VR. So you need real actors to be able to come in and do 8-10 page scenes in a oneer. So I love that challenge, and we did it, and I play Commissioner Gordon in that. And we're about to start the second VR game shortly.
Which seems to align with Camouflage Studio head Ryan Payton's desires, as he had previously stated that he would, quote, love to make a sequel, before further elaborating that he hoped it was a really easy decision for leadership over at Meta and Warner Brothers to tap us on the shoulders to do a sequel. And by the looks of it, this seems to be the case, but much like the Steam frame, this is currently only speculation, but we here at VR News Now will definitely be keeping our eyes and ears open for this one, as this should certainly be a massive sequel for the VR space. But that's all the news that we have for you guys today. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest VR news. As always, I am your host, Tooodamngolden, VR News Now.